Hello and welcome to the game Who Kills the Hope? And the hope is like a central concept also in the book of Maldonado and also the center of our game. So it's like really important to make people understand how design can create hope, and with the creation of hope we can develop design, and then we can have an alternative future or even an alternative present. So this is the central message of the book and also in our game. And the following in the game or also in the book is like all other themes we're gonna see have like a component of hope. So it's like this thing is like to increase hope, and yeah, as we see, it's like the really center thing. So everything is depending kind of to this word or to this concept. So another thing which is like needed to understand or needed to know is hope is not linked to like it's not a theory concept as other concepts, but it's neither a practice. So it's kind of in between. And as Maldonado says, it's like a dialectic method, or it have a dialectical position. So yeah. And this dialectic part means like it's not just enough to have an utopian vision of something. So it's if it's too abstract, you cannot use it for reality. So it's important to have like a dialectic of a vision and reality. And so, but this hope thing is in between. And it's, if you really use it consciously, you also get more conscious about a critical consciousness and a design consciousness. So the question is also, it is possible not to change. So that we ask ourselves, okay, we're just gonna stay in what we already have, and we don't gonna change. So it's like a negative question, which is like obviously say, of course, it should be possible to change. So we have the concept at first, like we see the change, which is like needed, but to have a change, we need the hope. And to name this process, we use the word revolution. And if we have like these 3 steps, then we can build up a new environmental concept or many other new or different environmental concepts. So our game is made for planners or architects or designers. And so the question is, what is actually design? If you want to design something, you need to reframe a problem. And of course, the design is a human-centered approachment. And with this human-centered approachment, we have to understand the end user of the product. And it's generating multiplies of ideas. And after the ideas, we have a prototype or like some tests. So we can see if the design works out or not. So what was the approachment to our game? At first, what are the aspects to realize the change? As I had already explained, we need the idea or the needed of a change, and then if we think that we can have a change, it's already like the emotion or the feelings and minds got the stage of a hope. And the revolution is like just to have like in vision without a concept, then you don't have revolution. A revolution needs a written down concept. Otherwise, it's just like childish to say, okay, I need a change, but I don't have a concept behind. So we are coming to environmental concept. And then we have like this thinking through design problems and their concepts. So we are testing and checking again, like what could may be the problem of an design. And then it's like important, like if we do any kind of designs to have a sense making behind or a systematic complexity. So like to randomly do things doesn't make sense, no. Yeah, and with the, as I explained before, like what is design, it's like important like to reframe the very term of an environment. And this is like the nature, evolution, and the design. So these three components are working together to understand the term of environment. So we have like these different dimensions which go together. And yeah, as I said before, the method of hope is like the dialectic tension between those three concepts again. Okay, so our game of like who or what and where get the hope killed is, we have different approachments also, like, and we figure out like some parts we found some parts in the book which helped us to specify this question, or like where this question came from. And so there are different ways of that the hope get killed, because the human mind gets in this direction, or like in acting or whatever. So we have like the component that humans may live in the illusion of an absolute impunity, or there's like a limit to our notation and innovation design, and also like the limit of the dimension of a system. So it's limited of imagination, and it could be too complex for a human being to understand those things. So it's like also important like how to fight complexity in design education, and that you're like should structure your minds and stuff. Yeah, it's like the another problem of design is like the use of design and planning may have the side effect of exploitation or utilization, and the distribution, like which could be unbalanced. And Thomas Maldonado is give a lot of links or hints to Buckminster Fuller. In the book on page 28 we can find those references. And yeah, another idea is like, or other thinking of Maldonado which feeds our game was like the lack of planning in general, and which he is also talking about the equilibrium. And like this equilibrium is like, actually you have to think and plan in balance, and not like totally or absolutely just go in one direction. And also then we're like have the question about money, interests of stakeholders, and ideologies. Well, I think this is like the main theoretical approachment to our game, and I hope you get excited to see more of it. Thank you.